Slickworks fans from Los Cabos, Mexico. So we've had a couple days with the family in the pool and stuff like that, but tonight's the night. We're starting the Baja Challenge. So we have, I don't know, 5 teams, 6 teams, something like that. So we're going to be ripping these trucks across the desert on a 3-day adventure, and it starts tonight. Right about to go down and meet up with the other guys in the lobby. Let's go. How we doing, teammate?
Oh yeah.
So here we are, about to go for a rip in this bad boy. Okay, so this is day 1. This is actually the second leg on our trip from Cabo San Lucas to La Paz. And although it looks kind of slow in the footage, we're driving through like 1.5, 2 feet deep sand. So you're basically just kind of giving your car a suggestion with the steering wheel on which way it should go, where ultimately it's up to the banks of sand from the cars that drove this ahead of you. And man, was it deep. If you would come to a complete stop in some of these sections, you'd have a hard time getting out of there without burying yourself. After the sandy second leg, a quick pit stop for lunch at a beach club. After lunch, we were back on the road with completely different terrain. This time, wide open desert with solid ground for some high-speed fun on our way up a mountain, all while being surrounded by 10, 12, 15-foot cactuses. This was a seriously awesome piece of scenery. Awesome. Now this section here is called the waterfall, definitely the trickiest section of the whole trip, and we were going down it this time. My brother was driving, and it was kind of nerve-wracking knowing that tomorrow, the next day, I'm going to be the one who has to drive this thing back up the hill.
I love these cars. Wait for it. Here it comes. Almost there. Whoa!
Nice.
We've got a good skid plate.
Yeah, that's what it's there for.
Oh.
So after we put the waterfall behind us and everyone made it out without any critical damage, we found ourselves back on solid desert roads for some serious speed. We'll just ignore the fact that this area looked like the locals kind of use it as a personal garbage dump, because at this golden hour for driving and racing, with the sun behind us, it truly was just a gorgeous place to be driving flat out in the desert, and a perfect road to push your driving skill. Well, we made it to La Paz, which is a beautiful little oceanfront city with a lot of history. We stopped for a top-notch meal and got some rest. But before we did any of that, when we pulled in, the crew was ready with some celebratory ice-cold cervezas, and I got some clips for another cool montage of these radical vehicles we were piloting. We made it to La Paz.
We made it.
Cheers.
Cheers.
Solid day. Day 2, mile 7.96, our first mechanical failure. We got a CV axle that's being replaced right now, and then we're gonna get back on the road.
Yeah, we're just gonna put it right here.
Pick a tie. Spice to the video. We've been here for 4 hours.
Tyler.
A few moments later.
Well, here we are back on the road, day 2, and it may appear as though we are covering ground a lot faster than we had yesterday. Well, simply put, that's because your host, Slick, is behind the wheel on this section today. All joking aside, James handled the car with great skill yesterday.
Mercury, California stop, 2.91.
And here we see a close-up of his wedding ring. For some reason, he felt the need to add that to this video. Clearly, this man is truly loyal to his wife, and he wants all of YouTube to know it. With the last few ledges of the waterfall section passing under our tires, we slowly cruised as a pack until we got to more flat, open road for another speed run. Now, I wanted to leave the full length of this clip in, as it was just a long, straight rip with literally inches between your car and the shrubs you're tearing past. This is not a sped up video. I would call this section Pucker Road. It is an absolute blast to rip this road driving, but as a passenger, there is a solid pucker factor going on.
Car 3, Caterpillar stop, 29.0.
This was our last stretch before we stopped at the beach club for another awesome lunch. As we got closer to town, we saw more and more traffic on these roads. People use these streets in their regular commute, which is totally weird to me because there was literally jumps carved into the roads for these Baja cars. We drove through town. Nothing to see here, just a bunch of apparently road legal, non-license plated off-road specific vehicles driving past restaurant patios. Okay, day 2, second leg. Just stopping for lunch again. What do you think, James?
Woo, that was fun.
This round, I got to take the wheel in the deep sand, and it was definitely like nothing I had driven on before in this trip. Being from Canada, it actually felt quite a bit like deep snow. Okay, so on our driver swap stop before the last leg, the very last leg of our trip before we get home, I had this proud moment for a YouTuber who had been building this channel for the past 2 years. Check it out. So Sergio here, who runs this whole show, Wide Open Off-Roading, he is Slickworks' 1,000th subscriber.
Yep, subscribe, people.
So we're on the last leg of our trip. Heading back home now. James is at the wheel.
Try and get her home in one piece.
That's the plan.
Car 3 cows on the road, 11.5.
what an absolutely legendary trip for any car-loving gearhead. There was an absolute ton more footage from this trip, but I wasn't able to acquire it, but that didn't even matter. My goal was to create a memorable video that I can watch in years to come, like, hey, remember when you ripped professional Baja cars through the desert for 2 days, covering 340 kilometers through the desert? It's incredible memories made. Incredible.
Thank you, crew. Thanks, guys.
Well, Slickworks fans and family, because I'm sure everyone who was on this trip is going to watch this video. That's the end of our Baja trip. It was an awesome time. Just an absolute crazy experience. If you guys ever get a chance to do it, highly recommend you do it. I'm going to wrap this episode. Don't forget to subscribe. Thanks for watching, guys. Oh, I forgot about the sound effect thing. Yeah, I'll do that when I'm back in BC. Alright guys, well, I'm driving while I'm filming here. I'm back in Canada, surrounded by ice and snow right now, actually. But yeah, so it's time for the slick sound effect of the day. Last episode, the sound effect, actually, my co-pilot, my co-driver on the Baja trip, my own brother James, you got it right. Yes, it was a Volkswagen VR6. Just a fantastic sounding engine. But once again, it is time for the slick sound of the day. So here is your sound effect. If you think you know what it is, comment below. First one to get it, shout out next video. Here it is. There it was. I know one of you got it. I know one of you got it. So there it was. See if you could figure out what it was. Thanks for watching, guys. I hope you enjoyed this episode. I enjoyed editing it, but I definitely mostly enjoyed filming it. It was just an absolute blast. Take care, guys.